Hello, and welcome to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Tourism Tuesday, Berryville, Clark County edition. We are on the Zooms today with Melanie Mullinex. She is the communications and event manager for Blandy Experimental Farm. Most of you know that they are host to the Virginia State Arboretum, and Ginkgo Gold Weekends are nearly upon us, Melanie, though they're probably looking pretty gold now, right? In mid-October?
Well, they're actually still a little bit green now, Janet. They change very quickly. But I will tell you, we've been getting calls since the end of September from lots of people wanting to know the status. And because of that, on our webpage, on our homepage, we do right now, it's maybe every couple day update, but it will get to a daily update on there. So if people want to check the ginkgos and the color and see a picture of what they look like that day in the grove, you can check our website because we stay up to date on it.
I think it is so cool that you do. It's almost like what the national parks do when they start tracking peak leaf season. You guys do the same thing there with the ginkgo trees.
We really do. And that's because it's such a popular attraction. We actually get visitors from all over the state who come to see the glorious ginkgos when they're all turning gold. At the same time, it really is a spectacular sight, and it's really magical to be in the grove at that time. People do seek it out and come to Blandy just for that event.
You've created these weekends. That's fairly new. You haven't always done them, but it's great because it's not just seeing the ginkgos. You have food trucks and stuff that are there. It's a really big deal, those 2 weekends.
Yes, this is only our second year actually providing some extra visitor services. We do keep it a little low key. It's nothing like garden fair or anything like that. We keep it low key because we know people are coming out here really to see the ginkgos. But we have tried to offer a few visitor services that visitors have asked for just because there are so many people visiting the last weekend of October and first weekend of November. So yes, we've added some food trucks. This year, we actually have added a couple merchandise vendors who specifically sell ginkgo related products. Like we have Shade Metals. They're actually a vendor of ours for garden fair too. They do all kinds of nature inspired jewelry, and they actually have some ginkgo jewelry that they'll be selling. And then we have an artist who is new this year, and that is Susan Leffler. She's from Susan Leffler Studios, and she does nature wood blocks and prints, and she specifically does ginkgos as well. She actually designed a ginkgo leaf design for us this year that we've printed on canvas bags, and we will be selling those canvas bags during Ginkgo Gold Weekends as well.
I saw on your website you have a souvenir stand that you're going to be having both of those weekends with ginkgo products and State Arboretum products.
That's right. We did that a little bit last year. We have some really fun bright yellow bucket hats with the State Arboretum of Virginia logo on it. We have some really cute fans in case it's a hot day that says, I'm a fan of the Ginkgo Grove, and people can purchase those. I think those are just $1. They're very inexpensive. And then this year we have added the exclusive ginkgo bag because we had Susan Leffler design this beautiful design for us. And so we'll be having these canvas bags that people can purchase. And I think those will be $15.
That's a collector thing. That's something that once people get one this year, they're going to want to come back year after year. You're going to have to keep doing that now.
They're really nice and handy for people too. Walking out to the Ginkgo Grove and back, maybe they want to put some stuff in that bag and carry it with them as they walk out and back to the grove.
Are you still doing the Adopt a Ginkgo program?
Yes, it's our Ginkgo Tree Sponsorship Program. Last year was the first year we really highlighted that a lot, and it was extremely successful. We had over 100 ginkgo trees sponsored last year. And it's just really fun for the visitors because if they do it during Ginkgo Gold Weekends, we have volunteers out at the Ginkgo Grove. So people can go out there, they can pick out their own tree. They can pick out the tree that they want to sponsor. And we have a special tag and gold ribbon that we use to tie around that tree for a temporary tag. We'll take a picture of the purchasers in front of the tree that they sponsored. And then later on, a few weeks after the Ginkgo Gold Weekends, we will actually put permanent tags on the tree. We have a website where you can go and you can actually look up your tree on the website and see your name on it. So it's really fun. It was very engaging and people were very excited to do that sponsorship last year.
There's only what, 300 or so ginkgo trees in that grove. So you've sold a third of those sponsorships. Time's running out. Trees are running out.
Yes, we've actually have about half of those trees sponsored because there were a few sponsored before our event last year. So we're estimating we have about 150 more that can be sponsored. We used to do ginkgo tree sponsorship throughout the year, and now we've restricted it to September 15th to November 15th. It's a 5-year sponsorship. After that 5 years, your tree would be available to be sponsored again by you or someone else. So this might be one of the last years that we do that big sponsorship program.
What is it about Blandy's Ginkgo Grove that makes it so special? Is it the fact that they're here? Is it that there's so many of them?
I think probably both things. I mean, there are ginkgo trees all around in our community. Once you know what a ginkgo tree looks like and you know that fanned leaf, that gold fan leaf, you can recognize them a lot. But I think what's special about Blandy is that we have a 300 tree grove, a whole grove of ginkgos, and we have the largest public ginkgo grove in the country. I know you've been out here, Janet, while the ginkgos are turning gold, but it's just spectacular to be standing in a grove like that. And the ginkgos in that grove all really turn gold at the same time. So you're standing under a canopy of gold, which is just beautiful. And then a few days later, after they peak, all those leaves fall to the ground around the same time too. And if you're out there, then you're walking just on this carpet of gold throughout the grove. It's about 3 acres, I believe. So it's pretty big and it's pretty impressive to be standing in it. And that's why everybody flocks out here to try to experience the Ginkgo Grove right at the perfect time.
Did they end up at Blandy the same way the pawpaws did that we talked about that last time you were here? Or were they specifically planted? How did Blandy end up with the ginkgos?
They were specifically planted, I think a lot of them almost 100 years ago now, as part of an experiment. So when Blandy was new, they brought some ginkgo trees out here from, I believe they came from Charlottesville, from a tree in Charlottesville. And they were doing an experiment, planting the trees to see if they would propagate. Like they wanted to find out how many trees would be female and how many trees would be male. And that's the experiment they did. And it turns out now that this grove is a fully mature grove, that there's 50% female and 50% male trees. So that's what happened out here.
It also really speaks to Blandy's name. I mean, Blandy Experimental Farm. That's exactly what you're there to do.
Yeah, that's exactly why it was planted. So it's nice that it has that scientific background as well. And people can learn all about that while they're out here during those weekends. Because in addition to these visitor services that we've added, we've always had an information table with people that are, we call them ginkgo guides, and they are fully educated on the ginkgo tree and our ginkgo grove, so they can answer visitor questions. Whatever you want to know about the ginkgos, they'll be able to tell you about the ginkgos.
Is there an admission fee? Do I have to register, get a ticket, any of that kind of thing?
No, there is no registration fee. There is no ticket. We do let people know that because of the heavy traffic and how many people we have out here during the weekends, we do close down the road where you can drive out to the grove. There is a road that goes out to the grove, but we do close it down to cars and just have pedestrian traffic on it. We'll have parking signs. Everybody parks at the front of Blandy like they would during garden fair, and then they take about a half a mile walk back to the grove. If you need help with accessibility and you can't make the walk out to the grove, we do have a different road path laid out for you to drive back to the grove. It takes a little while to get there, but there's a different way that you can drive back to the grove without coming in contact with all the pedestrian traffic we'll have going on. And it gets really, really busy.
Let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk about that for a second because you do highlight these 2 weekends, but somebody could come on a Wednesday. Somebody could come on a Thursday afternoon and see the ginkgos as well. So, can we talk a little bit more about that in the next segment?
Yes, most definitely.
We are on the Zooms today with Melanie Mullinax. She is the communications and event manager for Blandy Experimental Farm. They are the host to the Virginia State Arboretum. Ginkgo Gold Weekends are October 25th and 26th and November 1st and 2nd from 10 to 4 p.m. We're going to get more details about that when we come back in just a couple of minutes.
This Saturday, Henry Mueller will change the world. He has no idea that's what he's going to do. He only knows that he went to justserve.org and signed up to spend time at a senior center Saturday morning. As he browsed through service opportunities in his own community, he remembered the words of Paul to the Galatians, "By love, serve one another." Little does Henry know that Saturday morning he'll end up speaking to one senior in particular who hasn't seen his family in several weeks and is feeling especially lonely. Henry doesn't know the short time he'll spend with this man will lift his spirits, cheer his heart, and make his life just a little better. Through love and service this Saturday, Henry Mueller will change the world. See the difference you can make. Sign up for service opportunities in your community. Visit justserve.org.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Tourism Tuesday, Berryville, Clark County edition. I am on the Zooms with Melanie Mullinax. She is the communications and event manager for Blandy Experimental Farm. Ginkgo Gold Weekends are happening the last weekend in October, first weekend in November, where you get to see them, Melanie, in their full glory with, I would say, maybe a couple thousand of your nearest and dearest friends.
Yes. That's very true.
But if somebody isn't interested in seeing them during the crowd, so they're willing to give up the food truck and the souvenir stand and all that sort of thing because they just want to come see the ginkgos, they can do that on a random Wednesday afternoon, either of those weeks. Even afterwards, there's still some time between when they turn gold and when the leaves fall off the trees, right?
Yes, there is. And we encourage people to visit at other times as well. The Ginkgo Grove is open, just like the Arboretum is open 365 days a year from dawn to dusk. And a lot of people do specifically try to avoid the busy weekends out here and come during the week. So they have a little more quietness in the grove while they're standing under those magical golden ginkgos.
You don't have to do so much editing to your selfies, removing people in the background.
That's very true. Yes. I think last year on our peak day, we probably had more than 2,000 people come through the Ginkgo Grove on one of the Ginkgo Grove weekend days. So it is very busy. It is from 10 to 4. So people are coming in and out throughout the day, but it is very busy. It always surprises me because it's very noisy in the grove. I think the Ginkgo Grove is beautiful even when it's not gold. And one of my favorite things is to sit on a bench out in that grove. It can be so quiet and so peaceful, but not so much during the Ginkgo Gold Weekends. It's very festive and it's exciting, and people are having a lot of fun and really enjoying the ginkgos.
I can imagine, and I haven't done this yet. I'm going to have to do that, is coming out there almost at sunset. Because I would imagine when the sky is also incredibly beautiful, and then you've got the ginkgo grove in front of you or behind you, it probably is just this magical experience.
Yeah, it really is. And the sun will set and come through the leaves there as well. So it's very beautiful, very peaceful.
Do you need volunteers to help you with those 2 weekends in particular?
Yes, we're still recruiting volunteers, and people can go to our website homepage or to the Ginkgo Gold Weekends webpage, and there is a link on there if you're interested in volunteering. We have several different volunteer opportunities, helping with the Ginkgo Tree sponsorship, helping sell souvenirs. One thing we added this year that we're recruiting volunteers for, we're calling them wayfinders, and they'll be standing right at the front where people are parking and helping direct them on which way to go to get to the Ginkgo Grove, or if they need help with accessible parking and knowing how to take their car around that loop, we'll have people up there assisting and helping with that. We also need big, strong people to help us set up tents before the event and tables and picnic tables and all kinds of things like that. So there's many different opportunities for Ginkgo Gold Weekend volunteers. So people can just check out the website and find out if they're interested.
I would hazard a guess to say people probably won't find a more beautiful place to have to volunteer.
Yeah, a lot of people do like volunteering during Ginkgo Gold Weekends because it is festive and fun and beautiful. So they have a lot of fun.
It's important to note a couple of things. First of all, this is rain or shine because it is outside and the ginkgos aren't going anywhere, whether it's rainy or chilly that weekend. So it's going to happen one way or the other, right?
That's correct. We'll host it rain or shine.
Do you have people that come to the event and then try to sneak off with a leaf or a branch or something because they think they're going to go home and grow one of their own? Because that's not allowed, right?
No, it's not allowed. I think people do take leaves home sometimes, and as long as they're not grabbing bags of them, we don't usually say anything about that, but we do ask that people leave all the fruit and not damage the trees in any way. We don't want branches being taken off the trees or anything like that. Just like anything else at Blandy, we try to keep the fruit and the seeds and the leaves and the branches just the way they are, and they are not to take home. I don't know if you remember or not, but the ginkgo fruit does have a smell to it. We don't have as much trouble with people trying to take that home because it does have quite a scent. And sometimes, like if you're walking around in the ginkgo grove, that scent can get on the bottom of your shoes and you can smell it later on in the day.
That was going to be my tip. Actually, not my tip. It is the tip from my mother-in-law, June, who was out there a couple of years ago. And so she texted me afterwards and she said, just a tip. Don't walk through and then get back in the car without checking the bottom of your shoes. I would recommend a second pair of shoes that you can put in the trunk and then drive home in your regular shoes. And I had no idea what she was talking about because I'd not been out there once it had started to fall.
Right.
And she warned me pretty early on, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah, you'll see people out here even with shoe covers. They'll put shoe covers over their shoes to walk around so they can take them off afterwards. When you're out there all day long, you get used to that scent in the air. But yeah, it is something to remember.
And then once you get past the Ginkgo Gold Weekends, the holidays are going to be here. You have I can't even say extremely popular. Literally, it is sold out every year. The holiday wreath workshops. People need to start paying attention to when those registrations open now because you have limited spaces and they do sell out like very quickly.
Yes, the holiday wreath workshops are one of our most beloved popular events. They've been going on for more than 40 years. What's so special about it is not only do you get to make a beautiful holiday wreath, most of the greens and the adornments come from right here on Blandy's property. So that makes the wreaths even more special. For our holiday wreath workshop, if you're a member at Blandy of the State Arboretum of Virginia, registration will open up on October 31st. We open up registration for our members first for 1 week, and they have the opportunity to pick whatever slot they want and pick as many slots as they want. And then I believe it's November 7th that we're opening registration to the general public. If you want to get an email with that private registration link on October 31st, you can go to our website now and become a member of the State Arboretum of Virginia, and we'll make sure you get that private link to register on October 31st.
It is such a good value to be a member of Blandy of the State Arboretum because you get that advance notice so that you can sign up for that. You get the opportunity to do the VIP the night before garden fair. There are a lot of things that you get for that. And all the while your money is going to support Blandy and its operations.
That's exactly right. In addition to all that, I'll plug in membership right now. You also get free admission to more than 400 gardens across the United States with our Association. So it's really pretty amazing.
This is the perfect Christmas gift. I think this is the best gift to get somebody who, and we all hear people say this, oh, they have everything, I don't know what to get them. This is perfect because then you can also then register them for the holiday wreath workshop, and then you get to go with them and have an experience. And I just think it checks so many boxes. Membership is a fantastic gift for anyone on your list.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I will, since we brought up the scent of the ginkgos, I will bring up the scent of the room when you're making a holiday wreath. I was overwhelmed by that last year, being in the rooms when all the different kinds of greens are thrown out on the table and people start busily making their wreaths. It's a wonderful, fresh, piney scent. It's amazing.
So where can people go find out about membership, see who's going to be set up on which weekend for Ginkgo Gold Weekends, all of those things? Where's the best first place for them to start?
The homepage of our website at www.blandy.virginia.edu. If you look on the side panel in the news section, there's a link to the Ginkgo Gold Weekends. There's also a link to save the date for holiday wreath workshops. And then across the top in the menu, if you go to support, you can find out about memberships there. Our holiday wreath workshop save the date page does have a link to our membership page as well. So if you just go there, you can find out whatever you need on our homepage.
And those memberships, I'll also say, are very reasonable. They are affordable because you have different levels.
We do. We're condensing our levels a little bit now, starting at $50 per individual and $100 per family. But that still is a very reasonable membership. It's an annual membership.
Thank you for taking the time today to give me all of the details about Ginkgo Gold and reminding me that I need to register. One of these days, I'm going to get to that holiday wreath workshop.
Yeah, it's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So hopefully you'll be able to make one of those days. Yes, it was nice speaking with you, and thank you so much for having me, Janet.
I will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Valley Today, a few minutes after noon, so meet me here then.